Hello and welcome along to English Premier League Weekly, the Game Week preview with Mus, Roz and myself, Joe. How are you guys doing, all right? Mus, Eid Mubarak for Thursday.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Very happy that I can now have my morning coffee again. Makes this a lot enjoyable, no offense.
And I'm loving that shirt you've got on today, the PSG. What is that? Tell us about the kit.
So it's the PSG fourth kit. I particularly like the Air Jordan logo. I think PSG have a 4-year exclusivity deal where they can use the Air Jordan logo and no other football club can. Picking up merch that I can, like your typical football hipster.
It is a truly filthy kit. Lovely. And Roz, how are you doing this morning, mate?
4 kits, I mean. It's just modern football, innit? So, Joe, I've just been reading.
Reading?
The Mixer
What, you?
by Michael Cox.
You've been reading?
Did you know there's been a lot of talk about Liverpool being the worst champions ever this season? Yeah? I think that's Premier League champions, because you don't actually need to look any further than 1991-2, the inaugural Premier League, or 2-3, the inaugural Premier League season, when Leeds finished 17th, having been champions the previous season. That's great.
Of course, it's great. You love it. Someone's slagging off Leeds.
Eight pages in, and I've already got another way of slagging off Leeds.
So, what's that book?
It's The Mixer by Michael Cox. It's talk through football tactics in England from 1992 to 2016. The sort of get in the mixer, kind of long ball stuff.
I love it.
Bought on recommendation of EPLW's very own Sam Johnson.
Ah, Sam Allen Johnson. Sam Allen. Hello, if you're watching, Sam.
Here's
Roz,
Roz,
hang on. I like the way that book kind of gives up at 2016 when Pep came to the league. But yeah, go
on. Absolutely. But here's a quiz question for you, yeah? What changed in 1992 to make Arsenal the previous season the top goal scorers and the following season scoring the fewest goals?
Oh.
What crucial thing in football changed?
Oh, the offside. No, the pass back. Yeah,
got it.
The back pass rule.
Tony Adams, Steve Bold, great players, couldn't play out the back.
Yeah, but they'll sort you right out if you mess around with them, mate. And Keown, good old Keown. Right. Anyways, right, where am I? Let's have a look at this week's fixtures, shall we? Here they are. So I'll run you through them. Last night was a very entertaining game at St James's Park where Newcastle sadly lost 4-3 to Man City. I thought Newcastle played amazingly well in that. We'll get onto that in a minute. Today's fixtures: Burnley Leeds at 12:30, Southampton Fulham at 3 o'clock, Brighton West Ham at 8 o'clock. Just after the there's another match on today. What is it? I don't know. And Sunday, Crystal Palace Aston Villa at midday, Spurs Wolves at 2:05, West Brom Liverpool at 4:30, and Everton Sheffield United at 7 p.m. Roz, any of those fixtures standing out to you apart from last night?
Apart from last night, which was a hell of a game, really, really good. I'll be interested to see Liverpool West Brom after Chelsea's defeat. I think that actually Liverpool do stand a really good chance of getting top 4 now, and after beating Man United. So it'll be interesting to see them playing a side that have nothing to play for, already relegated, but have played pretty well and caused a few upsets of late.
Interesting. Mus, what do you reckon?
There's actually a game on Tuesday that you didn't mention, which I'm really looking forward to. It's Leicester City against Chelsea. I've got a real yearning to see them play against each other. So I'll have to wait until then. But I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the West Brom Liverpool game after Thursday's result to see if they can capitalise on their improved chance of finishing up.
Got a little soft spot for Liverpool, haven't you, Mus?
I do, yeah. It's that cheeky Egyptian king.
Yes. Okay, right. So we'll predict all of those, and we'll preview all of those in just a few minutes after we've gone through our predictions from last week. Now, one of us had an absolute stonker last week. One of us set a record score in the prediction games since the records began on EPLW in January 2021. So
there's only one statistic that matters, and that's who won the whole thing. So just put that in there.
Right, judging by that, it's not Roz that got the record score, so no spoilers. First up, it was a bumper game week as well, wasn't it? So first up, we had Leeds Spurs. Roz, you said 4-0 Spurs, Reggie on man of the match. Mus, you said 2-1 to Leeds, Bamford man of the match, and I said 1-1 Kane. It was 3-1 to Leeds, and Bamford was man of the match. So Mus, you got 2 points for that one. Sheffield United Palace. Roz got zip for a 0-0 with Vitor Gaeta as man of the match. I said 2-0 Milivojevic and got 2 points, but Mus with a perfect 3 does it again. 2-0 Eberechi Eze, man of the match. So you got your 3 points for that one. Okay, Man City Chelsea. We all got zip on that one. No one said Chelsea would win. No one said Chelsea would win 2-1, and no one thought Edouard Mendy would be man of the match. Mus and myself going for a 1-1. Roz going for 1-0 City. Liverpool Southampton. Roz and Mus both said 2-0. I said 3-0. We all said Salah man of the match. It was 2-0, and Mane was man of the match. So 2 points for Roz, 2 points for Mus, and 1 point for me. Wolves Brighton, which was one of those ones that turned out to be quite an entertaining game. Wolves Brighton. I said 2-3. I said Brighton would win 3-2. Yves Bissouma man of the match. Mus went for a Bishop Desmond and Traore, and Roz went for a 0-0 with Veltman. It was 2-1 to Wolves, with Morgan Gibbs-White walking away with the man of the match awards. Villa Man United. Roz said 2-1 to United. Mus said 2-1 to Villa. Joe said 2-1 to United. Roz Rashford. Mus Traore. Myself Cavani. It was 3-1 to United, and Bruno was man of the match. So 1 point for Roz, 1 point for myself. West Ham Everton. Roz went for a Bishop Desmond. Mus and I both went for 2-1 to West Ham with Antonio. Roz said Sigurdsson, and it was 1-0 to Everton with DCL getting man of the match. So no points there for anyone. Arsenal West Brom. This is perhaps the most outrageous prediction of EPLW history. And it's not Roz's 5-0 prediction to West Brom with Dianya as man of the match. And it's not my 1-1 and Pereira. It's Mus called it. It was so close. He said 2-1. But he called Willian man of the match. And he was. I mean, out of nowhere, Mus. So well played. 2 points for you. Zip for me and Roz. Fulham Burnley. Roz said 1-0 with Matej Vidra to be man of the match. 1-0 to Burnley. Mus said 2-1 Dwight McNeil. I said 2-0 Chris Wood. It was 2-0. But the man of the match was Tarkowski, James Tarkowski. 1 point for each of you. 2 for me. Which leaves the total scores as Roz 4, a very respectable 4. That's usually a second place score here. Don't worry. It's not your best, Roz. I won't lie.
It's usually second place when it's just you and me playing. And
all right, mate, steady on. Well, I got 6, so that's 2 plus 2 plus 2 minus 2. So the 2. Oh no, my maths is all over the place. 6 isn't a bad score, but with I'm tempted to say a perfect 10, but obviously it wouldn't be perfect. Would be 30, but with 10 points, the highest ever score on our predictor. Congratulations to Mus this week. Well done, mate.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. I mean, is there anything more Arsenal than having an absolute blinder the week after the?
Oh,
but yeah, I found myself really getting into it. I was furious when Marco Alonso popped up with that late winner for Chelsea because I was on for 4 back-to-back correct results all scores. Yeah, let's see if I can maintain that this week.
Right, okay then. Before we get onto these fixtures, let's talk about last night. Newcastle 3, Man City 4 at St James's Park. And what a game, Roz.
Incredible. What brilliant goals as well. I mean, Torres, everyone's going to be talking about that. It's Zola-esque, wasn't it? The ball into the blocks, sort of flicks it back, both feet in the air, sort of backheel volley. I thought the goalkeeper could have done better.
Mate, I mean, come on. It came in incredibly quickly. And I mean, obviously, the speed of thought from Torres is out of this world. It's unbelievable, the reactions. And then, I mean, come on, you're asking a 35-year-old. Oh, no, hang on. I got myself mixed up. I was going to say that's Scott Carson. But yeah, you think Dubravka does better there? I don't know. It's coming at him quite hot. And it's looping.
One of those people that, you know, if we're talking about sort of world-class goals, if we're talking about the Rooney bicycle against Man City.
The shin one, as you call it.
Oh, yeah, he shinned it. And also the cross from, I think it was Nani, took a deflection. I'm not talking about like the best Premier League goal of all time. The cross was deflected and he shinned it.
Oh, dear. Merce, an outrageous piece of skill from Torres. It was his first of 3, a Premier League hat-trick for him. And what a player he looks to be.
Yeah, it looks like they have potentially a ready-made replacement for Aguero, because I think that if people have analysed his movements in yesterday's game against Newcastle, and it's very much like out of a centre forward, and I think 2 of the 3 goals being kind of either like following up on a shot that hit the post or something that spills in from the keeper, or just a ball knocking around in the box. So very like classic centre forward movements. And he looks promising, and I think City potentially have done it again, where they've unearthed a gem that's not the finished product, not overly expensive, something in the price range that they normally go for, between 40 and 60 million, and young as well.
Yeah, it's what they've done with him. It's like he's had appearances here and there. You can tell like a lot of work's been put in behind the scenes, and the talk of not needing an outright sort of replacement, massive signing for Aguero. Aguero is kind of quietly fading away, and then Ferran Torres has had a good season to get himself, up to speed, hasn't he, Ross? Next season he's going to be. I mean, well, this might be overhyped, but he looks the player to lead the line next season for them.
I think so, and also, I mean, just how frightening a prospect are they with all these kind of, I was saying it to Matt in the last episode, they've got all these kind of world-class players, and they're all under 25. Some of them are closer to 20 than they are to 25. We're looking at a team where if Pep stays, then you can't really see any other side actually winning the title, which is a frightening thought for all those other teams. But yeah,
and all those other top-class managers in the Premier League. Yeah, they look quite good, don't they? Let's be honest. So let's move on then to our team news and predictions and stuff and previews for this week. So I'm going to get the fixtures up on the screen.
Can I just get an early one in? I think it will be Newcastle 3, Man City 4.
Yeah.
With Torres for a hat-trick.
Mus, have you got any jokes? Preferably like a funny one would be good.
Oh, I did have one. I was going to say we should name Torres Ferrell Torres instead of Ferran Torres, because he looks absolutely wild. Funny one that I have.
Yeah, I reckon leave the jokes to Mus, Ros. What do you reckon?
Ferrell Torres.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
Seriously, put me out for that.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. I'm gonna have to take my jumper off. Right, okay. So let's get cracking, shall we? Burnley Leeds is the first game we're going to look at. 12:30 from Turf Moor. Burnley defender Phil Bardsley is a definite injury absentee, while goalkeeper Nick Pope and midfielder Dale Stevens will be assessed. Sorry, I was watching Alan Partridge last night. Recent absentees Robbie Brady and Kevin Long will miss out. Leeds captain Liam Cooper, who's missed the past 4 games because of suspension and then his injury, is back and available. Calvin Phillips, Rafinha and Rodrigo are also pushing for recalls after recently returning to fitness. So Leeds looking potentially full strength off the back of a big win against Spurs. We've talked about their defensive steadiness and stability in recent times. Are they the favourites to win this match, Mus?
Not necessarily. I think it'll be quite a turgid game. I don't think Burnley are one to kind of roll at home. And I think it will take a while for Rafinha to kind of get back up to the form that he was showing before his injury. It was good to see Bamford. Well, Roz wouldn't agree, but it was good to see Bamford kind of get back on the scoring sheet last week. So I've got my prediction is that it will be a draw, a 1-1 draw, with the Burnley defence kind of doing well, keep out. Basically kind of cancelling each other out, like the Leeds defence cancelling out Burnley and vice versa. So I've gone for a conservative 1-1 prediction, and I've played it safe with a Chris Wood match.
Oh, Chris Wood. I went for 2-1 Leeds. Bamford to be man of the match. He's back. He's back in goal scoring form. He's got a lot to play for. He's got a lot to prove. He's got 3 games to show Gareth Southgate that he deserves a place in his England squad. So I think it's now or never for Bamford. He's going to step up to the plate, and Leeds just look a bit more solid than Burnley for my money. I know that sounds crazy, but they just do. Roz, what's your prediction?
If Patrick Bamford goes to the Euros, I'm partisan supporting Scotland. No, I think they're both sides that are capable of beating anyone on their day. Burnley, obviously, having been an established Premier League side for a long time now, a real Premier League side, Burnley. So they've got a few more upsets under their belt. I remember the Alexander goal against Man United. They beat Chelsea, I think Conte's Chelsea, when they were champions. But also Leeds, more than capable of beating anyone on their day. They're also both more than capable of losing to anyone on their day. I thought Mus was about to say the Leeds defence and the Burnley defence in the same sentence, which is absolute sacrilege. I think they're both sides that are worth their sort of mid-table position. The obvious difference being that Burnley have spent about £4 and Leeds have spent 100 million. But I think that it will be 8-0 to Burnley. Chris Wood scoring 5.
Wow, really? You really don't like Leeds, do you? Oh, mate. So your prediction is 8-0 to Burnley, Chris Wood to score 5, specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Chris Wood, Millwall legend, to score 5, specifically.
Oh, right, okay. Just a quick word on Patrick Bamford. He's the first player in 5 seasons to score 15 Premier League goals for a promoted club, and 9 of those 15 goals have come away from home. So the odds are forever in his favour, it would seem, in this game. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Southampton Fulham, 3:00 from St Mary's Stadium. Defender Jan Bednarek is a doubt for Southampton, having been withdrawn at half-time in Tuesday's win over Crystal Palace because of an ankle injury. Ryan Bertrand and Oriol Romeu remain unavailable. And Fulham, whose relegation was confirmed obviously on Monday after they lost to Burnley, have no fresh injury concerns. Tom Cairney's still out, but midfielder Harrison Reed has recovered from an ankle injury and could face his former club. So Fulham, obviously already relegated, visit St Mary's. Southampton in 14th place. They're on the beach. Danny Ings is the one for me in this game, guys. I'll tell you my prediction straight up. I've gone for a 2-0 Southampton, Danny Ings to be man of the match. He's just, this guy is the gift that keeps on giving. He keeps getting injured, he keeps getting taken down, and he keeps coming back. And this time he looks even stronger. He seems to come back stronger, doesn't he, Ross?
Yeah, it's a sad career, really. I think, he was absolutely killing it for Burnley. I think of those, was he a Hodgson signing for Liverpool? It was sort of in that era. Might have been actually Dalglish. I can't think. But in terms of those kind of flop signings, strikers that kind of Liverpool bought, including Robbie Keane, one of those classic, I've signed for Liverpool. I've always been a Liverpool fan. I've signed for Celtic, I've always been a Celtic fan. But in terms of those kind of flops, Andy Carroll's another one. Danny Ings, I think, actually could have really improved that side.
I thought you were going to say there.
The fact that he got injured.
I thought you were going to say there, Danny Ings could have feasibly been a Liverpool fan. Always.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
But it's
reminiscent.
all dependent on the generation of glory hunter, isn't it?
It's the it's reminiscent of Jack Wilshere's move to West Ham, isn't it, from Arsenal?
Yeah,
When, yeah.
yeah.
Talking of Arsenal,
Um,
let's get your prediction actually, Roz, and then we'll go over to Mus for his.
Sure. I think Ings as well. I think that. Actually, no, I'm going to change it. I think this will be one of those where, well, it's going against you. It's.
Well, you
I've
said
gone for a
Ings.
less
I have to
result.
take your first answer, mate.
Put my neck out. All right, Ings to score an own goal, but I fancy Fulham to take this because I think Scott Parker will be, looking. He'll be telling his squad, right, who's staying with me next season, and who am I showing the door?
Well,
a few of those players. Well, a few of them will want to move on anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say you
turn
that on its head. It's you turn that on its head, and it's kind of like you could play for a transfer here, lads, and stay in the Premier League. It's...
yeah. Well, yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Did you see the interview with him afterwards?
Which one?
When they got relegated.
No.
It was. I think he was focused on one thing. You've just been relegated from the Premier League. You're being asked to talk to Gary Neville, who you've worked with, Jamie Carragher, you've known for a long time, and they're asking you some really hard questions. And the only thing that Scott Parker was focused on is, well, I can't talk like Mike Skinner from the streets, so I have to sort of stutter every 3 words so no one can make a compilation of this and put the streets music behind it. So he was just like, well, the thing is, I just can't sound like I'm rapping, otherwise I'll go viral.
Do you really think that's playing on his mind? Oh, mate. I reckon it's you who makes those compilations. So you're saying Ings to score an own goal and Fulham are going to
win 2-1.
To be fair, you can still keep Ings as your man of the match and say Fulham will win like 4-3 and then Ings gets a hat-trick or something. But you've said 2-1 to Fulham now, so we'll go with that. Another realistic prediction from you there, Roz. Mus, thank you for your patience. What would you say would be the scoreline in this game?
So I've actually mirrored you exactly, Joe. I've gone for a 2-0 Southampton with Danny Ings as man of the match. I mean, the interesting thing to see this game week is whether Fulham and West Bromwich Albion go the Sheffield United route of just, getting even worse once the relegation's been confirmed and not being able to get themselves up for a game, or just become kind of D-mob happy, no pressure. Or actually, I should call it the Arsenal route.
Yeah.
And just start delivering some of their best form and looking forward and trying to show their abilities. As Ross said, either to get a move to stay in the Premier League, or kind of to show their manager that they're worthy of, staying with them for the Championship season.
Nice. Cool. Okay, let's get on to our next game then. Brighton hosting West Ham at 8 p.m. at the Amex Stadium. Potentially highlight of the day, this game. Brighton, the XG Kings, have managed to stay up with a goal difference of just -5, which is the lowest in the bottom half of the table. And West Ham, 2 points off of Liverpool in 5th. Obviously, Liverpool in the driving seat, though. So Brighton will be out. Will be without suspended pair Lewis Dunk and Neil Maupay. Adam Lallana is expected to be available after a calf problem, but Joel Veltman and Davy Pröpper are likely to miss out with calf and ankle injuries, respectively. Declan Rice could return for West Ham 6 weeks after damaging his knee while playing for England. And what great news that could be for England, potentially. Also, Aaron Cresswell should be fit despite suffering a dead leg against Everton last Sunday. Angelo Ogbonna and Manuel Lanzini may also feature. Okay, what do we reckon here, guys? I've gone for a 1-1 with my man of the match is Pascal Misconduct. What do you reckon, Roz?
It's a fair shout. I think that West Ham have well and truly bottled it, and it's a beautiful time to be alive. I can't even see them getting Europa, to be honest. I think that they'll probably finish 6th. I think Brighton, I've always said it all season, they're far too good for their table position. I think they've got some really good players. They've been riddled with injuries this season. Probably their most promising young player in Tariq Lamptey, spending most of it out. So looking to see them do big things next season. But I'm going to go for a Desmond for this one, and I'm going to go for Souček to score, because he's been quiet, hasn't he?
That seems like reasonable logic to pick someone as man of the match. Mus, so I've gone for a 1-1 misconduct. Roz has gone for a Desmond Souček. What are you saying to confuse our viewers?
So I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win, so 1-2 for West Ham, with Antonio man of the match. I think Brighton will miss Dunk. They've got a lot of credit in the bank at home, not just because they play at the Amex, but I think West Ham are still playing for something. I think they might still get Europa League. I think Souček has really missed having Declan Rice there in that kind of pivot, and that's as Roz has said, kind of his attacking returns have reduced. I don't know if you guys listened to Mark Noble on the Peter Crouch podcast this week, but he was saying how, what a great presence around the training ground Thomas Souček is, and how he will turn up early for training, stay an hour behind playing head tennis with Soufal, and then apparently Mark Noble will be driving home and then see him at the bus stop waiting for the 89 to Chigwell. He's just a really down to earth guy.
How are you with your antithesis? What's the opposite of clickbait? Whatever the opposite of clickbait is what seeing Mark Noble on the Pete Crouch podcast is for me.
I'll tell you what's interesting about that is it's that kind of classic new signing thing. It's like move to a new country, move to a new place, don't really know the area. So what better way to ingratiate yourself than to work hard. Oh, I'm staying late, I'm getting here early, but we've got nothing to do otherwise, so I may as well go in early and play head tennis with Vladimir,
What a most cynical view. It could be true. And in lockdown as well, you've gone to a new country, you don't have any friends or family, and you can't leave your house to do anything fun. So yeah, fair enough. But he also said when his parents came to visit, he didn't even bother dropping them off at the airport himself. He made them get the Stansted Express.
Maybe they're train enthusiasts. Maybe he didn't make them do it. Come on. Maybe they've always wanted to ride on the express train. So
imagine how tragic it would be if you find yourself in a new country, you're having to move your family, and then the area you actually find yourself in is East London.
Right, okay. Let's get on to the next game, shall we? Sunday, midday, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa at Selhurst Park. Wow, okay. This is potentially a very good game for midday on Sunday. Make sure you get a good night's sleep, lads, because you want to be up on time for this one. Palace may have James Tompkins back in contention following an eye injury, but James MacArthur is a doubt. A tale of the Jameses there. Patrick Van Aanholt is unavailable due to family reasons, and Nathaniel Klein may miss out because of illness. Jack Grealish is still not really considered to be ready to start for Aston Villa, despite coming back as a sub against Everton on Thursday after a 3-month absence. I don't know. I think he might start. Ollie Watkins is available.
Fantasy, you better start.
Do you mind doing the team news, Roz? Shush. Ollie Watkins is available after a ban, but Matty Cash could miss out following a recurrence of a hamstring strain. Roz, you may speak.
Don't wanna.
Sorry.
I've taken a gamble this week. I've transferred in Jack Grealish and lost points for it because I only had one free transfer and I made 2. You better start. But no, I think he will, and I think he'll be man of the match this game. I think it's really the sort of Eze Grealish show. Really,
yeah.
You got two teams that can't really at the moment function without those two players. You would say Zaha for Palace, but as I've said for a long time, he's he plays well 5 times a season, and he plays really well in those games. But he's not a player. Eze's a player. I'm going to go for Jack Grealish, starring role in a 2-1 Villa victory.
2-1 Villa victory. And do you know what? With the Zaha Eze thing, do you think at the end of the season they're going to have a sort of the king is dead, long live the king kind of thing going? Take the crown off Zaha and put it on Eze.
No, you're expecting like Zaha to show some grace and show some...
Yeah, good luck with that, mate.
He wants to be in the back, like,
it'd be fuming.
bulging eyes.
Yeah. No, interesting one. I definitely see Zaha moving on. I think he's not comfortable there. And Palace are happy that Eze could make a good replacement.
I wish him all the best at Hoffenheim.
Mus, coming to you now. What's your prediction for this one? Crystal Palace at home to Aston Villa.
So yeah, similar to Roz, really. I've gone for an Aston Villa victory. I think they missed Ollie Watkins against Everton, so his return will really help. But I think Matty Petty Cash will be a big miss if he's out for Villa. Kind of really undermines their attack when they don't have Target and Cash both looking forward. But yeah, I think Crystal Palace aren't really paying for much, apart from giving a good retirement send off to Old Roy. Yeah, 2-1. What's your prediction, Joe?
My prediction is... Hang on, what was your prediction? 2-1.
2-1 and I just said Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins, okay, cool. My prediction, thank you for asking this, is 2-0 to Aston Villa. And I can't believe neither of you have said potentially the highest scoring goalkeeper in fantasy football history, potentially the best clean sheet record in Premier League history, Emi Martinez.
Yeah, a big club should really pick him up. And once they get him, they should never let him go.
Yeah, and they should sell their other keeper, the German one.
So who are you? I wasn't being specific, Joe. I don't know who you.
I was talking about Romain Weidenfeller at Dortmund. I don't know about you, but anyway,
course,
right,
yeah.
Let's
that whole time you're trying to think of a German keeper.
Buy some time. German keepers. Right. Let's get on to our next game then. Spurs Wolves 2:05 from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Spurs going into this one in 7th place, 4 points off of 5th. And Wolves, I mean, we sort of said Wolves were on the beach, didn't we? But they've turned out a couple of decent performances. They're 12th. They've got a realistic shout of getting into the top 10 if other results go their way. That would be a good finish to them. You know, considering the up and down season they've had, the injuries they've had, I think Wolves would be happy with, you know, survival and consolidation, you know, with a good few games to go. Tottenham remain without Ben Davies, who's unlikely to feature again this season. Ryan Mason has no fresh injury concerns as Spurs seek to improve their European prospects. Wolves have Willy Bolly and Marcel back in training, but this weekend may come too soon for them. Adama Traore could be in line for a return to the side following his goal as a sub against Brighton last weekend. This is going to be an intense, kind of pacey game, I feel. I feel this could be quite a frenetic game. I've gone for Bale, man of the match. Spurs 3-2. What have you gone for, Roz?
I like your thinking. Yeah, I've gone Bale as well. I've also captained him in fantasy and transferred him in because I'm about 30 points behind with a few weeks to go. I need my big gains. But yeah, I think I said Reguilon man in the match against Leeds, and he did impact the game, should we say. Had an absolute shocking error for, I think it was the first Leeds goal. And it'll be a real shame for, you know, Tottenham managerial legend Ryan Mason to actually be without Ben Davies because he's got no other options at left back. And you surely should say after that Leeds game, anyone else would get dropped if they'd have put in that kind of performance.
Yeah.
No, I can see Tottenham turning them over. I need them to for my fantasy, so I'm going to go for Bale hat-trick, 4-0.
Oh, he's predicting a Bale hat-trick. Straight up there. Mus, let's come to you.
Yeah, sounds like Roz is saying Bale will make hay. I can't. Not even get agriculture.
Mus, I think we both just had a mouthful of coffee, so we couldn't actually laugh. But I was laughing inside. I promise.
Say it again. Say it again, and we'll laugh properly.
Okay, let's take that up again. This isn't live,
No.
Roz is saying Bale will make hay. So this is my Desmond of the week. I've gone for a 2-2 here. I think the one thing we haven't mentioned is Harry Kane's desire to win the Golden Boot. So around this time of the season every year, he'll just be like on this one-man mission to score as many goals as he can. And his teammates often actually help him in that endeavour. But he's just looked slightly off the pace. I mean, could have had a goal against Leeds, narrowly called up, ruled out for VAR. But I think he just hasn't really looked. I think he probably came back from injury too early. So to go for Son man of the match.
Son man of the match. Yeah, Harry Kane currently on 21 goals alongside Mo Salah. So you've gone 2-2 with Heung-min Son, man of the match. Okay, and from Kane to Salah, let's move on to our next game now. West Brom against Liverpool, 4:30 from the Hawthorns. Sam Allardyce said in the week that he expects his future to be announced at the end of the season. Let's see what happens there. Loney Ainsley Maitland-Niles is available for West Brom, having been unable to face his parent club Arsenal last weekend. Robert Snodgrass continues to recover from back surgery, while Ivanovic remains out with a hamstring injury. Jurgen Klopp doesn't expect any major changes to the squad that faced Man United on Thursday night. Just the 5 centre-backs out then. Ozan Kabak, James Milner, Naby Keita and Ben Davies remained out as well. Liverpool, wow, riding the crest of a wave. They've managed to get that form together towards the end of the season and really pushing for a top 4 spot now. West Brom, 19th in the table. Best they can hope for is a bit of pride and maybe a bit of extra cash for not finishing 19th. Maybe they finish 18th instead. Roz, is this one just obviously going to be... It's just a case of what number of goals Liverpool score?
I'm not so sure. I mean, Sam's saying that his future's going to be announced at the end of the season. They must have basically have some sort of verbal agreement and know if he's staying. I think he will. I think the club really suits the manager, a bit like when he was at West Ham and had Andy Carroll. There was just something there which just kind of fit. So I could see him staying on, and with that, he'll be saying to all of his squad, look, I'm perfectly happy to get rid of 10, 15 of you to get some new blood in. So show me that you should play here. I think Liverpool were very good against Man United. Trent Alexander-Arnold in particular. I thought Man United were really poor. I think that result kind of building their kind of top 4 push. The Man United just didn't turn up.
Yeah, but they had 4 games in a week.
Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't. The club did, but it was an entirely different squad that played against Leicester.
But in terms of like tactical preparation and being ready for each opponent, come on, it's like...
Yeah, all right.
It's not necessarily just the players.
I don't know. There was something about Wan-Bissaka where he just was jogging about. It wasn't even a tactical thing or a positional thing. I think it was the third Liverpool goal where, they just got all that space on Liverpool's left wing. And then I was just watching it going, where's Wan-Bissaka? Oh, there he is. Just a little jog in the park. But no, I thought Man United were really poor, so I wouldn't actually read too much into that result. I think that they've got a very good chance of getting top 4. I think Chelsea have Leicester on Tuesday. Tuesday, it's the only day you have Leicester, as Miss said earlier. So I can see them dropping points there. Let's go for... sorry, I didn't really talk about the game at all. Let's go for a 5-1.
5-1 after all that. You made it sound like you were going to maybe go for a West Brom win or a draw.
That's how I do it. I do it off the cuff. I kind of talk myself into a result and then go for the other one. And it works well because I've won. I won weeks ago, mate.
Wow.
Title. Sorted. Only one statistic that matters, right? At the end of the day, it's who's top of the league. That's me.
You can just tell, can't you, Miss, when someone's not used to winning? Roz, do you want to give us a man of the match or no man of the match? Are you saying there won't be a man of the match?
Yeah, let's go for Jurgen Klopp. No,
First thing you said.
If they win, I can't fail there. Let's go for Mane.
Mane of the match. Okay. Mus, then, do you want to talk us through this game?
Yes, I mean, picking up from Roz's man of the match prediction, I'm not even sure Mane starts. And that was one of the big talking points after the last game.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And I actually think
The what? Can you explain that to us, please?
so obviously Mane wasn't in the starting lineup against Man United. All the other front three scored. Jota scored, Firmino scored 2, Salah scored. Mane's had a disastrous season, his worst one in a Liverpool shirt, hasn't hit double figures yet. And yeah, he has the cheek to reject his manager's handshake or acknowledgement after the game. And Klopp, I guess to his credit, good man management, has kind of taken the blame upon himself. He said, it was my fault. I didn't have time to get explaining to him why he wasn't starting, and that was why he was upset. But it'd be interesting to see whether he at least kind of doubles down and goes with the same front three, Jota, Firmino, Salah, or whether he kind of makes some kind of concession and finds room for Mane. Maybe he goes with all 4. He's done that before. And as we've just discussed, West Brom aren't really up to much. But yeah, I mean, I think this will be a good opportunity for Liverpool to really kind of just bag a couple of goals. There are a few West Brom players playing for a move. Your favourite, Joe Pereira, is one of those who's just been like in the form of his life past couple of weeks, just clearly looking for a suitor.
Yeah, perhaps looking to impress Jurgen Klopp. Sort of player you could see at Liverpool, and they're not exactly going to be breaking the bank in the summer, so could be a good shout for Liverpool.
Yeah, he might be a ready-made Firmino replacement. A smiley. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Liverpool victory with Salah man of the match.
Yeah, so I've kind of gone similar to you guys. I went for Salah man of the match. He's going to get that golden boot ahead of Harry Kane, hopefully. Something for Arsenal fans to cheer about this season. I've gone Liverpool 5-0 with Salah man of the match. I do think there's a strong possibility they'll play all 4 of those players. Salah, Firmino, Mane and Jota, and really go for it. I could see Salah maybe coming slightly more central or something. Who knows? Go on, Ross.
But also, I mean, the way that West Brom play with that 4-1-4-1, with that kind of sitting holding midfielder, Firmino, if he's playing behind, for example, a Salah in that 10 role, would cause absolute murder, I think. Give them lots of decisions to make at the end of the season. See it happening.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Right, from one side of Liverpool then to the other. Everton host Sheffield United at 7 o'clock on Sunday evening from Goodison Park. Everton 8th in the table on 56 points. Still chasing, obviously, Sheffield United anchoring the Premier League boat, if you will. They're based, I don't even know if they'll be in the Championship next season. Anyway, James Rodriguez is fit and available for Everton after his 3-match absence with a calf injury. Yerry Mina is not ready to return from a minor adductor problem. Sheffield United have suffered a triple injury blow with the news that Sander Berg, Oliver Burke and Ethan Ampadu are unlikely to play again this season. Berg recently returned from a long-term injury and won't be risked after suffering a niggle. Burke has a foot fracture and Ampadu has a pelvic issue. Lots of injury news going into this one then. Everton's home form is the biggest reason they're not in the race for the top 4 this season. They've won only 5 out of 17 games at Goodison so far this season. Can you see that being a problem today, Mus? Tomorrow even?
Yeah, I think Sheffield United are just they're like a man who's eaten a millipede. They've tasted defeat one too many times, and they need to put out their misery, and the season can't come to an end enough.
That is
genuinely good.
I have to James Richardson, the Football Italia legend, for that one. It's a good line. I like it. I'm going to go with DCL man of the match. Everton 2-0. It'll be a straightforward game, especially with James back.
Yeah, I've gone for 2-1 Everton. I with DCL as well. I just see Everton showing a little bit of frailty, but they should get it over the line, shouldn't they? Roz, what do you reckon?
Nah, I think they're in the West Ham camp of bottles. I think that it'll be 1-1.
The West Ham camp of bottles. Can you just review what you're saying for?
My puns are like or not even puns. My talking in general is a bit like my results. I just kind of just like verbal diarrhea.
Club night in Soho or something. The West Ham football.
Bottles and bubbles. No, I can see Everton really haven't shown much. I think even when they beat Arsenal, that was what a lucky goal at the end there. I think that they then lost to Villa, didn't show much there. Both 1-0s, and I just watching Everton. They're sort of stumbling over the finish line really. I think that Sheffield United will be looking to be solid. I can see it being 1-0, and I can see the man of the match being Sander Bergevik. Sorry, Joe, I don't listen
Were
to
you
your
not
team
listening
news.
to my team news? There was literally
Never.
2 sentences about Sander Berge not being fit.
Okay, in that case, I'll probably have to go for Premier League legend Phil Jagielka to do the dirty on his own club. Old club. Yeah.
Right, okay. This is
Because why not?
this is a great
won.
set of predictions. Oh, God, here we go. Right, okay. Thanks for your predictions, lads. I'm going to get the fixtures up again on the screen, and we're going to run through those predictions before we say goodbye, my friend. Right, okay. Burnley Leeds. Roz has gone for 8-0 Burnley. Chris Wood to score 5. Mus has gone for 1-1, a more realistic prediction, with Chris Wood to be man of the match. I've said 2-1 Leeds with Bamford. Southampton Fulham. Roz 1-2 Ings. Mus 2-0 Ings. Joe 2-0 Ings. Brighton West Ham. Roz. Oh, hang on. Have I put these the wrong way around? Roz, did you say a Bishop Desmond for this one? Roz, what did you say for this one? I've got Bishop Desmond Soucek. That was Mus, wasn't it?
No, it's me.
Oh, right. Sorry. Right. Shall I go again from the top? Let's get these properly.
Look, I just say that you're going to be so sorry after you said the more realistic. Well, you're going to be so sorry when it's 8-0. You're going to be so sorry.
Right. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do it, guys. Ready? Right. This is the last attempt. Here are your EPLW Game Week 36 predictions. Burnley Leeds. Roz 8-0 Wood. Mus 1-1 Wood. Joe 1-2 Bamford. Southampton Fulham. Roz 1-2 Ings. Mus 2-0 Ings. Joe 2-0 Ings. Brighton West Ham. Roz Bishop Desmond Soucek. Mus 1-2 Antonio. Joe 1-1 Misconduct. Crystal Palace Aston Villa 1-2 Roz 1-2 Grealish. Mus 1-2 Watkins. Joe 0-2 Martinez. Spurs Wolves. Roz 4-0 Bale. Mus 2-2 Son. Joe 3-2 Bale. West Brom Liverpool. Roz 1-5 Mane. Mus 0-3 Salah. Joe 0-5 Salah. Everton Sheffield United. Roz 1-1 Jagielka. Mus 2-0 DCL. Joe 2-1 DCL. There are your predictions from me and the boys this game week. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks for watching. You can follow us on Twitter at EPLWPod. Support us on Patreon for the price of a pint. You can support us monthly like Jack and like Andrew. They help us out and help us to grow the channel and do marketing and stuff like that. So if you've enjoyed it, please do that. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and allow notifications to make sure you never miss a stream again. And lads, I'll see you on Monday night. Have a lovely weekend. See you later, Mus. See you later, Roz.
Let us.